Hello, hello, it's Dave Life Adventures, here today at the beautiful campground of Collington State Park in South Carolina. And we're gonna do a little bit of infield work today. You'll see up at the top, I've got the Gree AC up there. And I'm gonna let Brian tell you a little bit about it. I'll introduce Brian in just a second, but he's gonna be here today helping me out. We got a ladder set up to make sure we're safe and all that good stuff. But yeah, you can do this kind of stuff in the field if you have the right tools. But I'm gonna flip this around and I'm gonna introduce Brian to you guys. Some of you know him already, but Brian, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
I appreciate you being here
Yeah,
today.
no problem.
So like, we met up halfway and I really appreciate that because I was like deer in the headlights on this. You guys have been dealing with an issue that I think a lot of people probably don't even know is an issue, right?
Right.
Can you explain the issue and how somebody would know whether or not they have this issue?
So what we've been fighting over a year on an electrical issue with the van. Anytime my AC compressor would kick on with the Gree, I'd get an inverter overload, a high DC ripple, and a low battery warning while that initial surge of the compressor kicks in. We tried to fix it multiple ways. We've replaced the AC unit. I've had to replace the inverter. We've redone wirings, still have it. I had a Eco-Cool soft start. And if you know anything about the soft start's supposed to reduce the amperage when that initial kick in. So it's more of a gradual for it's so not like pulling such a big pull of the amps onto the AC
Brian,
unit.
quick question about the soft start. Didn't we discover that the soft start was supposed to be on our units, but then they ended up not being there? And I don't even think Tiffin knew about this, did they? Or
right, no, Tiffin
like
did not know about it. It was advertised that we had a soft start on it, but then it was determined that there was not a soft start. So for people that was having issues like this, what Tiffin was doing was sending out the Eco-Cool soft start to different people, or if you went to Red Bay, they would install it there for it.
Yeah, I think I had mine installed there, and it did help a little bit, but I think at the time I was using I had my Starlink set up and it kept blipping.
Yeah.
Every time the AC compressor would kick on, so I had to put a battery backup, like a UPS backup in there to protect that circuit. And I think a few other people were doing the same thing. When the soft start got installed, it still was problematic.
Right, but it wasn't as bad.
The UPS. It wasn't as bad, but there's that initial spike, right?
Yes, that initial spike. And so for people like you that cannot be offline for any time, if you're having conferences, Zoom conference calls and all that, just a momentary spike can knock you offline and interrupt the meeting.
A really quick blip kind of thing.
So
how did you know you actually had the issue?
For me, I was getting lights when the compressor comes on. The lights would shake in the house, with the house and everything.
like a shimmer, like a visual.
Yeah, so I get a visual, and then I'd hear like a big zzz. I'd hear it on it, and so that's why I knew they needed a soft start. And then what I did is on the Serbo GX, I enabled warnings onto my Serbo GX. And so that way, when I went to the app, I can go back in alert logs and I'd get all of these different alerts, and we'll put those alerts into this video at the end, or Dave,
yeah, the two main ones though were what?
Inverter overload, high DC ripple, and a low battery.
Okay.
Because you get the low battery, because as that initial surge, that battery level drops real quick, and so it detects that there's a low battery. It's not a low battery, but it just detects that initial draw on it.
Right.
And so,
so Brian, I thought you had a weird issue with your van because you were having all sorts of electrical issues that some of it stemmed from this, but like I was kind of not dismissing because I really wanted you to fix your issues or having them fixed, but I kind of dismissed it being a problem. And guess why? I had not enabled the actual warnings.
Right.
So many of you may not know, but like in the default setting is just alarms only, right?
Yep.
So you had enabled the warnings, so then it gave you a bit of exposure to the issue, right? Or what? And you know, just because those warnings were there, it doesn't mean there is necessarily an issue.
No.
Because this Victron setup it tells you a whole lot more than a lot of lithium systems and charging systems will do. So it could just be a transient warning, you know, that really doesn't mean a whole lot. But in this case, it does mean something, right?
Right, and you would see it also, once you enable those warnings, you will also see it on your servo. It'll be a red line across the bottom, and it'll say inverter overload, and then you have to go into notifications and clear it that way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll be in there on it. So the way we did it is we did the Eco-Cool like we said, but the Eco-Cool did not fix it. So we were working with Aaron from Battleborn Batteries, and he recommended to Ken Henderson there is the Micro-Air EasyStart Breeze. And he said that he had good luck with this one. So we had to purchase this one. This one's a little bit more expensive. It's closer to like $330 to $340 delivery on it.
What was the idea behind this one versus the others? What makes it like potentially better?
This one, he said this was supposed to reduce the initial pull up to 75% of the amp pull.
Wow.
So it lowers that draw right away, so it kind of ramps it up slowly. And Micro-Air makes these also for your house too.
So doesn't it have some sort of, like I think Ken was telling me that it has some sort of learning procedure, like after so many attempts to start the compressor, it will like learn what the real world scenario is, the pull from the compressor, and it will adjust automatically.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It takes like anywhere from 3 to 5 learning cycles on the app. You can see how many learning cycles you've done. Like after the first time that I installed it, when I started it up, it went all the way up to like 1700. It pulled 1700 watts on it, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on with this?"
But is this thing working?
Yeah. But then on the next one, it came down to like 13 to 12. Now it's around like 10 or about 1,000 to 1,100 watts of power that I'm using, and that's with.
And that's actually what it usually is when it's running. You know, not in turbo. It's around 1,100 watts pull.
Right.
So right.
And so I'm getting with turbo. I set it at like 61 on turbo to see. I've been trying to get that big amp draw, and I have not been getting any of the warnings since I installed this.
That is fantastic.
So
okay, so what do we have here? We've got so this is going to replace the soft start.
Yep.
If we have that, which in my case we do, and if you don't have the other soft start, then this can be used, right?
Yep.
Because this can actually work for any RV air conditioner up to a certain, I think it's what, 15,000 BTUs or something like that.
Right? Any RV circuits, you'll see there's other YouTubes out there for like the Coleman, Dometic, but there's none out there for the Gree yet. So that's why
maybe this will help.
Yeah, this is why we decided that we wanted to do it.
Fantastic. Well, I'm glad you have been a bit of the guinea pig, you and Kenneth Henderson. I appreciate you guys really doing that. And we're going to go through some of the steps of this and try to help you guys out. You know, also, I'll just throw this in here. This is the Breeze, but they do make one called the Flex, and you can actually use that on home air conditioners, and they support a lot higher pull and everything. So this is, you know, I think worst case scenario of utilizing this is we save a little bit of the lifespan of the compressor on the Gree, right?
Yep.
Because it can't be good for it to have that huge
spike. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So good. So we'll jump right into it.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so Brian is up on the tire. Folks, I don't know if I can recommend going this route or not, but Brian has done this before, so he says that is the best position to possibly be in. We're going to trust him. I'm going to climb up this ladder so I can get some good shots here for you guys, and Brian's going to explain.
What else could go wrong? I'm on an owl tire ladder.
Exactly. What could go wrong?
All right. First step we got to do is we got to remove the cover. I've already removed 7 of the screws, so I'm going to remove this last one and remove it out.
Those aren't really super tight in there.
No, they're not. They're like
just,
self-tapping screws.
So we had to take there were 4 on this side and then 4 on the other side.
Yeah.
So you may need a ladder on the other side. If you have an awning, we had to pull it in.
All right, so we got this. So this comes out. We're just gonna set this to the side without it falling off the roof. There we go. All right, so you already have a soft start in here. It's underneath here. So the first thing that we want to do is on the top of the scope here, if you can show a picture of that, is your diagram for your electrical. No matter what it says in the YouTube videos or so forth, refer to this diagram that the manufacturer puts out. I'm
Okay,
gonna
gotcha.
go ahead and take this cover off. And I'm putting the covers, the screws, so this will come off.
It's a cool little magnetic holder that you've got here to keep from losing screws and stuff too. I really like that.
Let me see, you got those two. And should be this one on the side back down here. And your tire may be a little bit lower than mine, so I might have to climb up a little bit.
Yeah, you should be able to get up that last rung there.
All right. That side. And then coming on this side. Trying to do this without falling off.
Yeah, definitely don't fall off. Take your time. There's no rush in this. I will say, as he is undoing that last one over there, I would not recommend doing this job alone. The one thing that we haven't told you yet, we have turned off the master power shutoff that's in the back left on the driver's side as you open the cargo bay doors. And we also, just for safety reasons, just went ahead and shut off the circuit. There's a breaker inside. I've got an adventure bar, so we turned off the breaker for the AC. Theoretically, it should be off, but there could be capacitors in the circuit there that retain some power and could shock you a little bit when you start working on some of this.
Okay, so you had yours screwed in.
So you're seeing some differences in mine from yours?
Yeah. And it was barely screwed in.
Welcome to van upfitter life, because they're constantly, I'll do air quotes here, improving as they go along.
Okay, what I'm gonna need is a zip tie cutter. So we're gonna have to take a break here and get a zip tie cutter real quick. Okay, as you saw, you gotta take this board off here. And this is the big thing. It's got the schematics for your actual AC unit. You'll see on different YouTube videos, they're talking, each manufacturer's got different colors for the supply line. So you wanna be going on your schematics for your actual AC unit. So this one already had.
So the ones that come with it, Brian, are they, they're more generic? Is that what the deal is?
No, I mean, they'll have specific for the Coleman, Dometic, and stuff on the Micro-Air.
They just don't have
They don't have a video on it, because I was watching the video for another companies, and it's like, take the red supply line and you cut that in half. Well, if I look over here, the supply line is yellow and not red. So that's why you got to be careful. Use your specific AC.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
So you've already had the soft start, the Eco-Cool soft start, and this is what the Eco-Cool soft start looks like.
Very similar to the other one, but it looks like it's coming out both sides.
So you got coming on both sides. You got the compressor and supply side. So you got the compressor here, and then we got our supply side here. We're gonna have to reuse some of these wires and so forth. Okay. So if you're doing this from scratch, you'll just do the instructions that they have for the Gree. And the first thing it's going to tell you is to find the yellow supply line. So we come over here, we see the supply line is yellow. So we're over here, we go to the compressor, we got the yellow wire here, and we got this wire right in here. See, this yellow line went to the red one into the AC unit. And then if you see here, the red came out back to the yellow line. So this is where it was spliced originally for it. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here is just disconnect the red one on this side.
So Brian, if somebody doesn't have the soft start,
if it doesn't start, what it's gonna be,
would really be more reliant on.
Yeah, what this one's gonna be, if you didn't have the soft start already, you're gonna follow this yellow line down to the capacitor, and which is inside.
Gotcha.
So what I'm doing is I'm just disconnecting the red line from the old soft start.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to reuse one of these Wagos.
That one line there looks a little bent.
So
line.
So that's still one line now, and the yellow is going to the compressor,
Okay.
up to the supply line.
Be very careful.
What I did to make it a little bit easier is I'm just going to remove this capacitor.
And folks, this is probably where, like, we've had the van off for a little while, and it's probably fine, but this thing could still have charge, so you don't want to touch both sides of that, you know, like really.
All right, so we have the new soft start.
Okay. Yeah.
So what it says to do is take the orange line and trace it to where the yellow line was and attach it behind the yellow line terminal. So we've followed this yellow line all the way through, from the compressor all the way down. It's coming through, and here's on the capacitor. Well, we're taking the orange line and we are sticking it onto the capacitor.
Okay,
here.
and that's like a blade connection.
Blade.
Kind of
So
thing.
that's
Okay.
already, is already on
Gotcha.
there. Okay, so the next step is to make a three-way splice with the black wire and the red wire. So the red wire was the compressor wire. So we have the red wire here, and have it on this side, and you have the red wire from the compressor. So I've got the red wire from the compressor. It was on the compressor outside on the EcoStart. So I'm taking that off. So I'm disconnecting that one. I have it just on the compressor.
Okay.
And here is the second side on this side. So now, what it would tell you to do, I'm gonna remove this compressor. What the instructions tell you to do is take the black line, and it's got a three-way Wago system. You're gonna splice into the red wire. So you'd cut, if you didn't have a soft start, you'd cut the wire, make a little bit where you can see it here, clean up the wire for your head, and then you're going to attach it to the black wire.
Okay. And folks, I'm trying to get you as good a footage here as possible, but forgive me that it's not right on where he is, because I am literally up on a ladder like this, looking down and on the next to the top step here, so leaning over to the van. So thanks for your patience on that. But hopefully this is helpful. Brian, it's making a lot more sense actually seeing this.
Yep.
Because he was trying to explain this to me earlier, and he lost me pretty quickly.
It's like when
But
you're
it's
talking
like-
about the Victron stuff, you lose me pretty quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
It's amazing once you know something
Yeah.
or once you've experienced something.
So
it becomes a
now
lot
that's a
easier.
three-way wire. So I got it three ways onto there.
Okay, so that's the part that was a little bit complicated that I was reading in the instructions. Okay, that makes sense though, what you're doing.
All right. So now the tricky part and the fun part that I always like, is I love electrical stuff, is I've got the blue wire coming out. So I got the blue wire here. Got the blue wire here. And what I've got to do is I've got to splice in. I got to connect the blue wires back together again.
Brian has some notes from where he did this before and got some help from other people.
Yep.
We'll
and
try our best to document this and share it on the screen here.
So I'm just connecting the two blue wires back together with the same Wagos on.
Okay, gotcha. Those Wago, if you're not familiar with it, are like a lever style connector, and it makes it really simple to make these wiring connections, and they're pretty good too. It's you just want to make sure you do a little bit of a twist. I can't get close enough to him to show this, but do a little bit of a twist there on the end to make it not have any fray parts that are coming out, so that it won't touch something else.
So I got
Then
the
you
two
slip it
wires
into
there.
the Wago, and then you lever it down, and it'll clamp onto it.
All right. So what you also got to do now is you got to trace this blue wire that's coming all the way down. And so I had this blue wire coming in here, and we got to do like the dental floss to see where it's coming. So I got it coming through here. It's the only blue wire coming on here, and you can see which blade it comes off.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it comes off of this blade, so we remove that blade. And they got this on pretty good. see, do I have a pair of screws? I may need to get a pair of pliers to get this out, so if I want to cut it for a second. All right, we're back here. Just had to get a pair of pliers to try to get this, if I can get a good grip on here.
So you're removing the blue wire from the capacitor?
Yeah, the blue wire from the capacitor. So this is the wire that attached to the blue one. As you see, it's run all the way up to the compressor.
Right.
So that blade, that's going to be an important one here. So this blue wire, this is the fun part that I've got to do here. I love cutting wires. And so I'm going to have to cut some wires on here.
If anybody needs any real complex electrical work done, just call Brian. He's really comfortable with it.
Cutting the wires on here. And then I got to strip it a little bit.
So I'd say while he's doing that, if you don't have a crimper for most of your standard size gauge wires like this, you want to get a good crimper to be able to handle these crimpings that we're going to show you in just a second. And then it's not a bad idea to have a stripper too. You can also get a crimper that has a stripper on it. But the kind that he has right here is a little more consistent with it, if you use it right.
Yeah, trying to do it left-handed.
Yeah. A lot of them will just like score the outer shielding plastic there, and then you can just slide it right off.
There we go.
There we are.
All right. So once we crimped it, we stripped that wire. Now it's just going to go into the brown wire into the crimper. Alrighty. I'm gonna make sure I get it in all the way, and it's down, so that's crimped in. Next step here is we are going to put a crimp onto the white wire for the terminal.
So that's going into the female barrel side of this. Kind of a butt connector, but it doesn't have barrels on both sides. It has a blade, female blade on one side.
Let's see how far I get in there. All right, that's in there. And now I'm going to crimp it down with the blue, the side here.
Oh, that's good.
So I got that crimped in. Give it a tug, that's good.
Yeah.
So now that's going to go onto where I took off the blue wire. That'll go into onto the blue side.
Oh, okay.
And that is in.
I could see how it would be a little easy to get the colors all mixed up here, because that was blue we took off there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Brian, guess what it's doing right now?
Yep.
It's raining. We're exposed here. Take your time though.
And see what I did there. That was
just a little bit of drizzle. Don't know if we're gonna get a downpour here or not, but
so this is disconnected, so that is totally
so that's
off.
the old soft start.
So what we got left to do is just attach this back on and then put it back together.
Oh, okay.
So what we'll do here is this. We're gonna have to route this back in. I'm gonna put this underneath here. I'm gonna put the 3M tape, put it back underneath here, and I'm gonna glue it to this back wall. Then I'll have these two screws left to do.
Okay. And then it's just a matter of getting those wires in the slots in the cover there before you put the cover back on, and then we're good to go, yeah.
So I just gotta find that screw that went to this.
Is it laying over here by any chance?
That was the, I believe that was the, I don't think that was it. Oh, that might have been it.
Which one is not like the others?
One, two. I think it was this one right here.
I really like this magnetic thing here to keep from losing screws. It doesn't do a whole lot for telling you which screw goes to what, but it does a good job of keeping you from losing them. That's in here. Excellent. All right.
This is just where it gets fun.
And it's almost like you gotta tuck everything in there before you.
Yeah. I want to try.
So using a little bit of electrical tape here to bundle these wires together to keep it from being so unruly. More for organization and tucking it in than using to cover. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good, Brian. That's good.
All right. So I got that. And the fun part is I got to remove.
You just be careful.
Yep. I'm gonna have to stop here because it's getting rain. I'm gonna have to do the tape, so I'm gonna put the cover back on. And we're gonna come back when it stops raining.
Sounds good.
All right. All right.
Nice. You got some stuff out of there. What is that? That's the Wolfbox air compressor. That's the 2.0 version. If you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've only got the 1.0 version. I got the first version.
Fantastic.
This thing's got a hell of a lot more power, so that's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
All right, so we're back here. Actually, I'm not
You be careful.
I'm not even sure my mic's back on.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so we're back here, and we had a rain delay. So just like the ninth inning of baseball, we had a little bit of rain delay. As you can see, it's cleared up a bit. So all we have left to do is just to button it up. I started doing a little bit of tape job on it. I'll probably do a little bit more, but what we got to do is to securely mount this on the back for it. The plan is I'm going to put it right back here, and I'm going to put it right up against, there's a plastic piece there, and that's where I'm planning on attaching it back to.
Okay, so you're planning on kind of like if it got wet or whatever, you're gonna
Yep.
dry it and then like use a tape, a VHP
Yep,
tape
and
kind of thing.
some VHS tape does come with it.
Oh, it actually comes
Yeah,
with
it comes
Okay,
with it
cool.
on
I
it.
didn't know
So
that.
I'm gonna get all the screws, and again, my nice little mat from Harbor Freight. For
So
all
you
your
guys didn't
screws.
see this, but it was actually hanging right on the side of the van. He just put it on the side of the van to climb up, and now he can grab it. So that's a fantastic. Puts all the
right.
screws together.
And let's see.
And you be careful. Yeah, we got a nice little rainstorm there. So, you know, thanks to the power of editing here. So we'll pretend like everything just happened a few minutes ago. But, well, it did happen a few minutes ago, right? I mean, it didn't take that long. Fantastic. So where we left off, Brian had used some electrical tape to kind of bundle up those wires, and he was able to. It started raining pretty good there on us, so he quickly put the cover, which is laying over to the side there, to the Gree. He just kind of laid it over the top of it, and we grabbed the stuff, like the cover for the area that he's working on right there with the wires. Took it inside with this, let it dry out a little bit. So basically, he is taking I think what, 4 screws here?
Yeah. Something.
A little bit difficult to get to, huh?
Yeah, just trying to.
And that's different from the way it was with yours?
No, I mean, it still had these ones on here.
Oh, okay. I guess it was the cover that was different on yours.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and mention that because I think what Brian was telling me was on the back of the Gree, there were 2 bolts.
Yeah, there's 2 bolts. There's one that comes
right
here, and then like another one that came through here on it.
And that was very difficult to get to, right?
Yeah,
with
yours did not have it. You see how they've got the plastic strips on on here, that
like
wheel.
4 on each side,
4 on
like
each
little
side.
tabs.
So there used to be one here. You can see, or like an indentation or something here. Not sure when that, when the
Yeah.
on the initial install of the Gree.
Yes, somebody realized that was really hard to get to, so maybe it was an improvement.
Yep.
I think my build number is right after yours, right?
Yeah.
Like not too far after yours.
And well, this would have been when they did the air start when we got the air start installed at Red Bay.
Oh, the soft start. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
where,
yeah.
or the soft start, excuse me.
Yeah.
All right, so what I want to do, we're going to use some tape. Again, just trying to clean off.
So you're using isopropyl alcohol there. 91%, that doesn't matter too much. It'll just...
I want to clean it off there. Set that over to the side. And then back here.
That dries pretty fast. And if you have, you know, in the 70s or 99%, that's fine too. It's really just to kind of get some of the gunk off, as well as if there's any moisture that was there, it'll kind of absorb that and dry it up real quick.
So here
So
we're
we'll
going to
put
do
the VHB tape on the back. I guess that's VHB.
Yeah.
Some sort of 3M tape probably.
So take that off.
Doesn't have to be perfect, does it?
No. We got it in there. That's on there.
Now, Brian, I would have taken probably 30 minutes just to get that all aligned just perfectly. That's my OCD for you.
Yeah,
But, you know, it doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't matter. It's going to go behind. It's going to go behind, so you're not going to be able to see it.
It just doesn't matter.
As long as it's in that square.
But it's funny, for those of you that suffer from OCD like I do, don't beat yourself up over little stuff like this that just doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's about getting it adhered to the right place, and it doesn't matter if it is perfectly right angled.
Because you will not see this
You
again.
won't see it, right? I'll try to position the camera here so that everybody can see this good. I think we've got a pretty good angle. So where he's gonna go right under that. So he's going in the other side and kind of tucking it in there. And then we'll push it up against that
Make sure there's no wires.
wall there, backside wall.
There we go. So tucking in nice, and so that's
Just
attached
kind
to
of
it.
holding it there for a few seconds and letting it bond. Is that what you kind of, okay. Oh, that's good. So are there any tips to kind of helping this piece seed onto the top of that and not get the wires, or is it pretty straightforward?
You get it straightforward. You're going to put it there. There's already a cutout.
So there's a cutout there.
For it.
And
so I'm going to.
There you go.
So cut it out here.
So you just want to make sure there's no wires kind of sticking out the edge and so forth when you put that cap on. And if it's not going down all the way, I'd say don't force it. But he's got it nice and tucked in.
Remember, there's like a shockproofing
padding thing, yeah. It's probably for vibration and so forth, right? So you got one screw here and one screw on the other side. And then, of course, the ones down low. And one thing to keep in mind, you know, he's using an impact wrench here, which has the capability of a lot of torque. He probably has that on the lowest setting, is my guess. So just be careful when you're doing that. You're not trying to, you know, super tighten this stuff. You'll crack the plastic. So Brian, being the expert he is, already had that set to the lowest setting. There.
And we'll remove this because I do not want to install the cover with that back on.
Yeah, let's not put my really nice Wolf box. You know, I've got two of them. I got the first version of it as well as the second version, and I use them both. And I even bought a second battery for the second version so that I would have all those superpowers anytime I need it. That looks pretty lined up there.
That looks pretty lined up. So all we got left to do is just to screw it in. I'll just do the, put one screw on this side, and then we'll just cut the video because we'll get the rest of it.
No need to see all. We'll move the ladder to the other side. I'll have to retract the awning in because I did put it back out when it rained. You could probably get to it from the other side without the awning being tracted, but it certainly is going to be a little bit safer and easier if the awning is retracted. So I'll probably do that. Something is a little bit in the way there, so on the front it's not lined up.
So
There you go. Oh, yep. Something is angling it there a little bit. Might be getting caught on something. Oh, yeah, probably get that front one and then you'd be able to push the back down on it, maybe. I don't know. Line up on this side, so we'll get these tightened in and do the other side, and that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about this, I'm gonna also edit in some pieces on the EasyStart Mobile App, which is Bluetooth capability. That we didn't mention this, Brian, but there are 2 versions of the EasyStart. You do not have to purchase the Bluetooth one.
right.
I wanted it because I'm just a geek head. Did you get the Bluetooth?
I got the
version
Bluetooth
as
one.
well?
Yeah, I got the Bluetooth one as well, and it does show you the how many learn starts you had, some starts, but all of the data, it can still be sent to Micro-Air for any troubleshooting
Right,
and
for diagnostics,
and all that.
You can also, I noticed, update the firmware on it as well, so that's probably beneficial there as well. But day to day, you're not going to really be pulling that up.
No.
It's just nice to see. You can also, I noticed that there was also a screen in there to be able to relearn. So if you do run into any issues with this, you can also tell it to relearn, and it'll kind of get that as well.
Yep.
So, yep. All right, well, take care, everybody. And Brian, thank you.
Yeah.
You killed it. You killed it, Brian. Don't kill yourself leaning over that far, okay? Hey, Brian, don't fall off the ladder, okay? Well, you're not even on the ladder. He's on the tire, people. He's standing on the tire. Crazy.
This
dude.
one, there's the reason we got this extra one. That was what held the other screw for the other soft start down. So that's why you're gonna have an extra one.
Right, okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and start these up. And
I'll show the first part of this, and we'll leave the last part out, because who wants to see little screws being screwed in? But at least you can see how the first one's done. You just need to make sure it's lined up like Brian just did. And then
I'm not putting it all the way in. I'm gonna get all of them.
As a matter of fact, you could really do it hand tightening as well, unless you've got a nice light setting on your impact wrench like Brian does.
All right.
You guys have asked for blooper rolls, so let's see if Brian does well getting off the ladder here. Off the tire, onto the ladder. We're crazy people. Brian's even more crazy than I am, but it just rained. The ground is a little bit.
Don't have all the feeling in the foot.
I know, it's like, he's suffering from some issues with his leg. I'm suffering from issues with my foot, and I can't say that we're the smartest about this. So, if you're a professional at this, please post in the comments below, your ideas on how to do this a little bit safer. I think in an ideal world, we'd probably have climbed up on the roof and very carefully placed in spots that would support us. But that's just a scary proposition. Shouldn't really walk on the roof.
So the question I always say is, what would Corey do?
That's a good point. Corey Hutchinson, the man from Tiffin, the myth, the legend, the guy that knows how to do stuff. So yeah, here's the campground. Brian's way over there. So when it was raining a little bit ago, we were just kind of in our respective vans and watching each other through the window, waving and saying, hi, you think the wind's gonna die down or the rain's gonna stop so we can do this? We were thinking maybe we have to do this in the morning. Pretty campground. So if you're in the area sometime, come and check it out. Collinton State Park in South Carolina. Here, Brian, be very careful, please, getting down off that ladder. Please, please, please be careful. Okay, there he goes. He's being careful, people. So yeah, where Brian's reaching over there is like, the awning. It's just easier to get to those with the awning retracted. If the awning were out, that would be a little tough to get to. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. La fiesta.
There we go.
Be very, very careful getting down, Brian. I've opened up here the EasyStart app, and this goes with the soft start, the new soft start that we just installed. And I thought it would be good to show you guys. Right now it's not connected. I have previously connected it. That's why the first of 3 slots there is full. It says EasyStart underscore 5838 or 5B38. But I'm gonna go ahead and click the connect to EasyStart. I am standing relatively close to the AC in the back so that it can get Bluetooth connectivity to the EasyStart. It would probably work towards the front, but I'm just standing closer. You'll notice that it connected very quickly, and we have some data that come in. Currently, I'm on the connect screen here, which is the farmost left tab down at the bottom. There is a status tab. You can see that just scanning down through that, you'll see learned starts. There's 2, because I have powered on the AC twice now since we installed the Easy Start soft start. So I think it takes about 5 or 6 times to learn everything and really adjust for the power usage, but I can already tell a huge difference. So I'll come back in a minute and just kind of grab some footage of turning on the AC on the 3rd time here, and I'll show you what it's already doing on the servo as we look at the power draw. There is also a diagnostic screen here. This is more for if you're working with a technician there. You can actually put in your information and refresh the data from the EasyStart and send it to them. That way they can help with diagnostics. There's also a screen here to control which faults you're going to see. And lastly, there is an update screen here where you can update the firmware for the EasyStart. I did check for updates as soon as I got it up and running here, and it was already on the latest firmware. So you might want to do that occasionally just to make sure it's up to date on the latest firmware. But that's the EasyStart app. You can get it on the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Okay, I am here in my Victron VRM app. Wanted to show the current AC load. The AC is running, but the compressor has kicked off, and it is now just running fan. As you can see, 89, 90 watts, 91 watts. And what I've done is I've just increased the thermostat on my Gree app here to 78 so that I can kick in the compressor again. So it's been off for, I don't know, probably about a minute or so now. So I'm just going to go ahead and crank this down a bit and get the compressor to kick back in here. So what we'll do is we'll switch back over to the VRM app, and coming back into the VRM app, don't be confused by that 950 watts that showed up on the AC load there. That's just the VRM app in the last cached state, so it has to take a second to reconnect and everything. I'm just sitting here waiting for the compressor to kick in. It'll probably take a little bit, but I wanted to show you kind of how the screen looks when it kicks in. You'll see now that the DC power is also fairly low. Not much running. The refrigerator is running, and I've got a PepLink router running and a hub for my security system, cameras and so forth. So not a whole lot running right now. That's why it's low. But when the compressor does kick in, you're going to see, I think, probably about a 2-stage kind of situation where it will ramp up to about 300 and something watts on the AC side right before you audibly hear the compressor kick in. So hopefully it won't take too much longer here, and we can capture it on the recording here. Okay, there is that first stage that I was mentioning. It goes up to 300 and something and then comes down, around between 250 and 350 it looks like. That means the compressor's getting ready to kick in. Okay, the compressor just kicked in, and this is only my third time kicking into the compressor, and notice how it just slowly ramps up. I'm sitting in the van, and normally it is a pretty loud vibration that happens when that compressor kicks in, and the lighting dims, and then it kind of recovers. Well, already only on the third compressor start here, it is so much smoother. It is managing the power so much better. Normally, it would be running somewhere around 1100 watts in this situation on my AC side. So it's already coming down considerably there on that. So I'm super impressed. Good job, man. Woo!